I want to say some opening words. Yes, we are happy to have you here for the interview, for the second part. And yes, so maybe before we start with the questions, if you would introduce yourself briefly for us, what you do, your name, and yes, some short things.
Okay, so, well, hi, nice to meet you. I'm very happy to be here with you today. And so my name is Irene. I come from Spain, as you know. I'm 31 years old, and I'm living in Magdeburg since 2 years. And the same as Sarah, I work in the neuroscience field, but I did my PhD already in Spain, so I came here as a postdoctoral researcher. And I work in the Leibniz Institute for Neurobiology. And I met Kathy through a friend in common, and since I knew her in Magdeburg, we shared so very nice times here.
Yes, thank you very much. So
in the interview with Sarah, everyone was writing down in the chat. You can also, and we would like it a lot, you can also ask turning on your microphone, so maybe this is a little bit more interactive.
Sorry, I think I missed something that you said. So you were talking to me or to the students?
To the students.
Okay, because something I didn't hear. So they will write questions in the chat for me.
I think they prefer writing the text in the chat, but students, you can also talk with a microphone. Turn your microphone on, and maybe if you know how to do it, ask the questions personally.
Yes, there's a first question. Maybe I read it for you. The first question in the public chat is, what do you miss from Spain?
Many things. So first of all, I was living my last 5 years in Barcelona. The weather, the food, the schedule, like, for example, I would like that the shops would be here open until later because, for example, many days I finish work like 7, almost 8 p.m. and then I would like maybe to do some shopping, and many shops are closed already, so this also I miss a bit, but mainly the weather and the food.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mikros aus. So. How long do you live in Germany?
So I'm here now exactly for 2 years.
Okay. We wait for the next question. One moment. Maybe in the meantime you can answer why you choose Germany. Why not France or Britain or Poland?
So it was because of work. So I was unemployed in Spain. I was searching for a job, and in my career, in my field, it's quite necessary to be abroad out of Spain at least for 2 years. So I said, okay, I have to go somewhere not in Spain. And then I got to know this place where I work now because some people that I knew already in Spain, they recommended me this lab. It was a very good lab, so I asked them if they had a job for me. So it was because of the job, not especially because I had any personal reason to be in Magdeburg or in Germany, because actually I don't speak German. My job is everything in English. So it was mainly because of work.
Yes. Okay, we have another question. I will read for you. What are the advantages you felt since living in Germany?
Well, it's not so nice to say, but one advantage is my salary. For a part-time job, I have a quite higher salary for doing the same thing. And also, again, related to money, in Magdeburg, the housing is cheaper than in Barcelona, so I can afford to live alone by the same price that I was paying in Barcelona for living in a BG, in a shared flat with other 2 people. So this is one of the main advantages, but also I like here that in some aspects people is like quite open and more open-minded than in Spain. So
Okay, the next question, Julia asked, what are, I'm sorry, David asked, what do you like the most of Germany?
So, well, I always like living in different places. I have been living in many different places since I left my home when I was 18. So here I'm meeting some really nice people. I'm traveling also, well, before Corona, I was traveling to visit some places in Germany. Also, something very good for me is that my brother also lives in Germany since many years. So, and I also knew this country, so I could feel a bit like at home. It was not a completely unknown country for me. I had some friends here already, or friends who had been living in Germany. I know that they were happy living here. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Nayara, I hope the name is correct. Ask, do you have any bad experience in Germany for the moment?
Not really. I mean, the only bad situations that I had, it's a bit my fault because I don't speak German. So the thing is that in Spain, we believe that in Germany, everyone speaks super good English. And then you come here and you see, at least in Magdeburg, that that's not the situation. Maybe in Berlin it is, but in Magdeburg, no. So I came super innocent. And then I went to hire internet for my house, to do the contract of my house, and to do some shopping. And I found that, of course, you go to the shop and people don't speak English usually. So some people were trying to help me, but some people were getting a bit angry because I was not speaking German, living in Germany, which, yeah, I know it's my fault. So these were a bit the difficult situations that I had. But apart from that, for example, compared to Barcelona, in Magdeburg, I feel that I'm much more safe. Many times I forgot my phone in my bike in the basket and nobody stole it. In Barcelona, after 5 seconds, it wouldn't be there anymore. So related to security here, for example, this is another advantage. I feel like very safe in Magdeburg.
Okay. Yes, I would say because of the language, yes, in Berlin it's easier to speak English than in the smaller cities. Yes, I know. Okay. The next question, were you shocked by the new culture that surrounded you, and how?
Well, no, I have to say that not really, because as I said before, I had been in Germany sometimes before, visiting my brother and visiting my friends. I knew some people from Germany. Also, I have to say that in my daily life, I don't share my time so much with German people because where I work is mainly, so I mainly work with international people. And then also I made a group of Spanish friends. So mainly I share my time with non-German people. But no, I was not really shocked. I mean, there are maybe some little, for example, I can tell you a detail that shocked me a bit. When I talked to German people, a colleague from my work was telling me that she had booked her vacation in advance for many, many months. And for me, that was super shocking. I don't know anyone from Spain that in November they have booked already the hotel and everything for the next summer vacation. Or for example, the other day, I was going to meet a friend on a Sunday for a walk along the river. And next before I was telling me, what time do you want to meet on Sunday? For me, this is very weird. I don't plan my life so much until that point. And then people explain me that this is normal in Germany. Yeah. So this was a difference that I found.
Okay, Katjana asked if you could live anywhere in Germany, where would you choose to live?
So, okay, I'm gonna only speak about the places that I know. And yeah, of course, Berlin, big cities, I know Berlin and Hamburg. I mean, they are super nice, so I wouldn't mind to live there. Although, for example, in Hamburg, I was about to go to live to Hamburg because I had another job interview there, but then I heard that it's quite difficult to find a house there, more expensive. Yes. So I'm happy now in Magdeburg because I have a very easy life. I can go by bike to work and it's less than 10 minutes, which I consider a luxury after being 5 years in Barcelona. And then also I know the south of Germany. I went when I was a kid, but I have very nice memories of everything being super beautiful, like Heidelberg and so on.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think, for example, Hamburg or Berlin, I wouldn't mind to live there.
Okay. Sonja asked, do you know someone that is working in other country from Spain?
Oof, yes, I know people, like friends, so from my friends from Spain that are working in other places. Yeah, well, many people in Germany, of course. But then, I know people working in the UK, people in United States, a bit of everything. Yeah, I mean, in Spain now it's very common that young people has to go to work abroad, or at least for a while.
So the situation hasn't become better by now in Spain a little bit?
Not really, especially in my field. It's very normal that you have to go out of Spain a bit. So yes, I know many people working out of Spain.
Yes, I think it's a little bit. It's a problem for the Spanish society if so many academics leave Spain. So I think, or not. What would you say about it?
So in my field, I have to say that if I look back to my colleagues who were studying with me at the university, many of them. So at least I did my PhD in Spain. That is what you do exactly after you leave university. Many of them already did the PhD out of Spain, or if not, they are leaving after the PhD as me. So in my field, is super common because science in Spain is not very well paid, so we have to go out.
Yeah. Okay, we have another question. Do you think in Spain we run more from place to place than in Germany?
I don't exactly understand the question. Like, run more from place to place, you mean like moving to live in another place, or in your daily life, like you go faster? I don't know exactly what.
I think the first thing she mean the first one that you yes, that you maybe.
Okay, but then no, Kathy said like the second one in daily life.
She's meeting in daily life.
Okay, in daily life.
Okay.
So in Spain we run more. Maybe. I mean, the thing is that so in Spain, in Barcelona, of course, everything is like super stressing. You go from one place to the other, and I think that Magdeburg is a much calmer city compared to what I have experienced in Spain. But maybe, I don't know, in Berlin or Hamburg. I think it depends on if you live like in a big city or a small city.
Okay, David asked, have you got friends in Germany?
Sure, yeah. This I cannot complain. So I have many friends. So in Germany, I have made German friends, Spanish friends, and international friends. Okay. Many of the Spanish people that I met when I came to Germany 2 years ago, they are gone already, back to Spain or to other parts of Germany because they searched another job. But yes, I met a lot of people here.
Oh, that's good. Angelina asked, how does Corona affect your current life?
So my daily life is not so affected. Just I come to work. My work cannot be really done by home office. I have to, as you can see, I'm at work now. And now I'm not wearing the mask because I'm alone in the lab, but I have to wear the FFP2 mask all the time at work. So it's a bit annoying. And then my main things, for example, when the pandemic started, just my parents and friends, a lot of friends from Spain were coming to visit me. So everything had to be canceled. All my trips to visit other friends had to be canceled. And still I was able to go home for holidays last summer and last Christmas, but I had to, for example, in Christmas to go home, I had to pay a quite expensive PCR in Magdeburg to be able to go to Spain. When I came, I had to do 5 days of quarantine and then another PCR. So I had to fight a bit with my boss to get home office in those 5 days of quarantine so I wouldn't lose days from my holidays. Then also when I'm with friends here in the weekend, also we have sometimes small fights because if the maximum allowed is now, I think, 2, and we want to meet 5, somebody has to be out. So this makes us have some not so nice situations in which you have to tell somebody, hey, you come this day and I see you this other day, like breaking the groups of friends. Yeah, this is
Okay.
very nice.
We have another question from Angelika. She asked, what do you appreciate about German people? And the second part, what do you hate about German people? Yeah.
Okay. Because, okay, something that I appreciate is that with some things they are, I think, more open-minded than in Spain. And then something that I don't like is that they have, that you have to say specifically at what time you're gonna meet, in which day, like many times in advance. So this I don't like.
Okay.
So what I said before. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you. You said that you work at the Leibniz Institute, and okay. Can you tell us something about what do you do there? And
Yeah, so well, I don't know if you know about this. So Leibniz is like a network of institutes. It's similar to Max Planck. There are many institutes of different topics in different parts of Germany. So mine is specialized in neuroscience. So in my research group, we study like the mechanisms, what is happening inside the neurons, to be able to allow that humans and animals have memory, like how memories are stored in our brain. For example, every time that we learn something new, there is a change in our brain, like in the molecules, in the cells, in the connection between the neurons. So we study the cellular mechanisms, like the biochemistry happening inside the neurons, which are the cells that make the brain, to see how we store memory, and then try to solve diseases related to the brain, like Alzheimer's disease, which is that you lose your memory. So we test compounds that might help to avoid the loss of memory. So we test them in cell cultures and in mice, so that in the future, maybe a pharmaceutical company can develop a drug that can be sold in the market to cure or to treat Alzheimer or Parkinson disease. Yeah.
wow.
Very interesting.
Yes. Yes. Let me ask you. What your plans for the future? Yes, now you stay in Germany and you have a good job, you said, and I think, or I hear that you feel very well here at the moment. But what your future plans?
When I came, I signed a contract for 2 years that was finalized in December, and then my boss offered me a new contract. It's for 4 years. And I just signed that contract, so my expectation is that in the next 4 years I will continue working here.
Oh, okay.
And then we will see.
Ah, okay. And let me ask you again, do you have plans to return back to Spain?
Maybe in the future.
Okay.
Maybe, yes. But then now for the next 4 years, in principle, I will stay here.
Yes. And I have another tip for you, or let me ask you at first, which places in Germany you visited?
Well, so, okay, I will start from the north, if I can remember everything. So I visited Hamburg and Bremen, which I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Then, well, Berlin, of course, quite many times. Then close to Magdeburg, I went to the Harz, to the mountains.
Okay.
I went to Quedlinburg and then and then I've been in Frankfurt, in Munich, Heidelberg, Freiburg, the Black Forest,
yes.
and all this area, in Nuremberg, Leipzig, Dresden, Bamberg, and then more places that maybe some small villages that I don't remember.
Yes, so maybe let's give you a tip. When you visit Berlin the next time, maybe you can right next to Berlin is a small town. It's called Potsdam. It's my hometown, and if you have time, you should visit. There's a lot of castles and culture.
It's in my plans. It's in my plans, but then the pandemic.
That's good. So
my plans were a bit disrupted.
Okay.
There's another question.
Yes.
do you think that after living in Germany you feel more a European citizen? I mean, I think in some way maybe yes, because there is, for example, something that in Spain goes very different compared to all the other countries from European Union. That is something very stupid. That is the time that you eat. So, for example, my normal lunch time would be like 2 p.m. and normal dinner time could be 9:30, 10 p.m. And then since I'm in Germany, I think the times is more like the time that you eat is more like what they do in general in Europe. So in this, I feel more like European. Yeah. Like in Spain, we eat at completely different times. But then in other aspects, not really.
I have a question. So you said that you didn't learn German at school, but obviously you have studied English. So what would you say? How important is it for students nowadays to have foreign languages at school, like English?
I would say without, I think before maybe a person who spoke English was considered like an advantage, but I think now English is it's expected from everyone to speak English, all the young students. So then the one who doesn't speak English would have less chances to get a job compared to all the others, because I think it's something expected from everyone. So when I was at school, I learned English and also a bit of French. German is not so extended, so popular in high school in Spain, but I should have studied German. But yeah, so always the first option is English and then maybe French or German. So I would say it's very, very important.
Okay, we will do our best that it will change in the future. So maybe more students will learn German in Spain. Yes, okay, David. We do our best. No, okay. Yes, okay, let's serious. Katjana asked, what stereotypes did you have regarding Germans? Were they true?
So the stereotypes, well, first, as I said before, they are cold people, or colder than in Spain, and maybe in some of them I could feel this, that they are very organized. This is not completely true. Not all the stereotypes have been completely true. Mm-hmm. And then I guess you maybe noticed already, in Spain we made a joke that in Germany people eat a lot of kartoffel. And well, this maybe is true.
Okay. Nayara asked, do you feel more comfortable with the schedule of Spain or of Germany?
So I would say Spain, because still I was not really able to adapt to the schedule of Germany. I still like to eat and sleep and wake up at Spanish schedules.
Okay.
So this sometimes I have some problems because, for example, in the weekends, a friend tells me, okay, let's meet on Sunday after lunch. And for me, this is 4 p.m. And then when they tell me 2 p.m., it's like, wait, at 2, I will start cooking my lunch. Mm-hmm. So this always gives me a bit of trouble.
Okay.
I always adapt to the Spanish time. I already know what is in the morning and what is in the evening for you.
Yes. Yes. Also many times, like in Saturday, we go to do a plan like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. And it's like, wait, when can I have my dinner? I need to have dinner like at 8 or 7:30. This is super crazy for me.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, are there any more questions?
David,
Du bist nicht an. So.
The students have been for a long time.
David wants to say something, I think.
Oh,
we cannot hear.
We cannot hear you.
David, I'm sorry, we cannot hear you. You
No.
yes. Sorry. Maybe you're typing. One moment.
So
his
you said
microphone
something
is-
about your schedule. When does work start usually in Spain? So do you start working at 10 or 11 in the morning, or when do you start working?
But sorry, this question was for David or for me?
No, for you, because you said you can't adapt to the German schedule.
No, but come on, we don't start working at 11, no. So. Okay, it depends a bit. So people who work like in offices and so on, they might start at 8. But I was very lucky because in my job in Spain, I had a lot of flexibility. So usually I started working 9:30 in the morning and then finishing like 6:30 p.m. or something like this. So here I also is a bit flexible. So many people arrive at 8 or before, but I will never arrive before the 9:30 because for me.
Do you know
it's too hard.
that? Do you know that in Magdeburg at university the first lecture starts at 7 o'clock in the morning?
I couldn't do that. I didn't know, but I'm happy that I didn't study here.
Sachsen-Anhalt ist auch das Land der Frühaufsteher, ne? War da nicht was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take Sachsen-Anhalt. The federal state takes pride in being the country of the people who get up early. You know, Land der Frühaufsteher. They really take pride in that.
They took from the town. Many people go to another city to work.
Yeah.
I think it's originally because of that. So many people have to get up early to be in another city very early.
Maybe, yes. I see now that David wrote something. So when I get back to Spain, if I feel annoyed, no, not really. I think I'm very happy being back there. So yeah, I mean now with Corona everything is weird. So I almost forgot how is normal life in Spain.
Okay, David.
And can I say something that I was very, very shocked when I came to Germany that I remember now? So in Spain it's now completely forbidden to smoke in any bar or restaurant, and I was very shocked when I came to Magdeburg, and in many bars you can still smoke. This is for me like really bad, and I cannot understand how this is possible.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, David asked, when don't you feel a bit German when coming back from time to time?
So, as I said before, in my daily life in Germany, sometimes I have the impression that I live a bit in a bubble because at work I have a job that demands many, many hours. So I spend my days in this place surrounded by international people, and then on the weekends I mainly spend my time with my Spanish friends. So sometimes I have the impression, like I'm living in Germany, but I'm not having the normal life as a German or local person from Magdeburg would have. So I speak still a lot of Spanish here. So when I go back, I don't feel so much the difference. I mean, I have to speak English all the time at work, so sometimes it's a bit weird. So then when I'm in Spain, I don't have to speak English for 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, it's not so much the difference.
Okay.
So from time to time, I have to show Irene some German traditions. Otherwise, she wouldn't learn a lot.
Yeah, actually, Kathy gave me a present that it's these candles that you have to switch on, light one of them every day. We don't have in Spain, or at least in my region, we don't really celebrate Advent, so this was very nice from Kathy to show me. And also I like a lot the Christmas markets. In Spain, we don't have these Christmas markets like in Germany.
And yesterday we had Miss Jimenez from the Spanish embassy, and she told us that she as a Christmas tradition to drink. I only can say it in German. Glühwein, you know, this is wine, hot wine. You know it?
I know Glühwein. Yeah, it's really nice. We don't drink Glühwein so much. So I'm doing an online meeting. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, can you guys wait a second? PBS. Oh, sorry, I'm back. So yeah, I know blue wine, and it's something very nice that I appreciate a lot from Germany.
But
In Spain, it's not so common to drink hot wine. More normal wine.
yes, so that brings me to another question. What kind of traditions from Spain you miss here in Germany?
Okay, so I cannot really talk about Christmas traditions because the Christmas I spent in Spain, so I still could enjoy all my Christmas traditions back in Spain. But something that maybe, I don't know if the students know, that we eat 12 grapes for New Year's Eve when there is the last 12 seconds of the year. I don't know, maybe Kathy, you already told them about this. This is something that I like a lot, and you don't have here in Germany. And then, for example, we have, although I'm not a big fan, in Easter we have these parades in the street with people dressed with special costumes and carrying figures of Jesus Christ and Virgin Mary. I think there is nothing like this in Germany, and in Spain is something like very important. So yeah. These are like the Christmas and Easter maybe are the two main things in Spain.
Okay, we have another question from David. After your experience, do you think immigrants are welcome in Germany more or less than in Spain?
Oh, this is a difficult question because everywhere I think you find racist people and people who is not happy to have immigrants in their place. In Spain, I have seen a lot of racism and people complaining about immigrants. And then here also a bit, I mean, all these people that was talking to me like super angry, saying, you are in Germany, you have to speak German. But also I have experienced other people who were super happy to welcome me. So I think I would say similar. Similar to Spain. Yeah.
Okay. So, are there any questions, students? So, if not, nobody is writing. So, let me say thank you very much
Thank you.
for sharing your time with us and for answering so openly. And yes, that you take part at the second part of our interview today. Yes, thank you very much for this.
It was a pleasure to share my time with you, and if you ever need to interview me again, I'm happy to do it.
Thanks.
Gracias, Irene.
Thank you very much.
Gracias,
Yes.
and yeah, see you soon.
Yes.
Nos vemos.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Adiós, buenas tardes. Yeah, now you would say buenas tardes, no buen día.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, for the students, please stay in the room. I think we still want to speak about tomorrow. Maybe, Kati, can you tell us something about what happened tomorrow in the last conference?
Yeah, so tomorrow we meet at 4 p.m. and we have the last interview with Juanfran. So he's a boy who lives in Magdeburg as well, and we will interview him, just one interview tomorrow. And yeah, then after that we will have a little evaluation of everything. So that's tomorrow we need 1 hour, I think,
Yes.
all in all.
Yes. So, especially for the students, the Spanish and the German students, please think about, especially for the evaluation, what you think was good, what was not so good, what kind of ideas you have, maybe for another projects and so on. So maybe make some notes, and yes, so that we have a real evaluation tomorrow. So we want to talk with you, not only listening and writing something in the public chat, sondern we want to speak with another about your experiences. And so it's important for us to know how you think about the project. We know about the circumstances, yes, with COVID, but yes, it would be important for us.